I have a question. Do you guys think Kiprich situation is a distraction? I mean, or is it something to lead to some other schemes to come? I listen to the song and I have to say, Kiprich, man, oh man, you kind of put your foot in that one, bro. I ain't lying. I have to say, like, come on. I mean, the wording. I don't know about the laws per se. I really don't. So I'm gonna get the perspective from two people in media, one that knows the law more than the other, I believe. And we are going to, see what actually happens, based off those two conversations that are being had. We're gonna take a look at Oral Tracy and what's the name again? Oh my Tracy and Jesus, what's his her name? Oh man, I apologize, but yeah, we're gonna take a look at Oral Tracy and the next lady. Damn, I soon tell him. I'm embarrassed. I truly am. Anyway, my bad, y'all. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. But yeah, I really want to know from you guys. I'm gonna put a poll in the chat. Do you think, with all the things that's going on in Jamaica, do you think Kiprich, case is a distraction? Like, it's like, does the police have anybody else to target that is of, higher standard? I don't know. Who am I? I don't know. That's what I wanted to ask. But remember to like and share the video, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what the article says. Dancehall artist Kiprich charged for a song paying tribute to Tickman, which is, allegedly the one other gang member. Dancehall artist is out on bail after being charged for a song he recorded, in which he appears to pay tribute to slain leader of the one other gang, Othniel Tickman Loban. This song, which has been circulated on social media, also commends the police and appears to incite people to attack them. Yeah, it really, man. I'm sorry, bro. Damn, Kiprich. The telephone teen singer, whose registered name birth as Marlon Plunkett, is charged with using audio-visual communication to promote criminal activity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Esther, how you doing? Do you guys think that there's other artists that have audio-visual communication that promote criminal activity, like the ones that talk about gun, but it's an art form, isn't it? I'm playing devil's advocate, but hey, the entertainer was among several individuals listed as persons of interest by the St. Catherine North Police last Friday. He turned himself in on Monday. All right, so that is the present situation with Kiprich. Now I want us to go to a actual. Can take this person here off the screen. Yes, right here. This is where we're at today.
Dancehall artist Kiprich charged because of a song. Freedom of expression, stop keep. Thanks for joining me. I'm Dionne Jackson Miller. Time for tea. So the police said that dancehall artist Kiprich has been charged because of a song he did. A lot of people have been asking what about his right to freedom of expression, so I want to break it down. First and foremost, yes, freedom of expression is a constitutional right. So yes, Kiprich, as an artist, has a constitutional right to express himself. The question though, does he have a constitutional right to express himself with this song? So the song is about the One Order gang, and the police say the song endorses gang violence and pays tribute to members of the One Order gang. The song talks about the One Order man them going crazy. It says you ditch the gen and now the whole of Spanish town going to blaze. It says among other things, you should have know One Order not soft, them now gonna take over throw. Now stand up in the way, you reap what you sow. One Order now gonna make one daddy badness go so. Okay, so it's so among other things. Now this song came out after the police killed Othniel Thickman Loban, who they say was a leader of the One Order gang. So there's a lot going on here. First and foremost, let's go back to this idea of freedom of expression, because freedom of expression is not absolute. It's not an absolute right. You can't say anything at all you want without some kind of consequences. Freedom of expression can be limited. When you look at it in all the international treaties, for instance, that Jamaica has signed and ratified, the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the American Convention on Human Rights, and others, you do see freedom of expression set out. And it's also set out, as I said before, in the Jamaican Constitution, which, by the way, also provides for the right to seek, receive, distribute, or disseminate ideas or opinions through any media. Because in this case, if we're talking about freedom of expression with a song, we're also talking about distributing, putting out, sharing the ideas in that song or in your writing, in your art, whatever it is. That is also a constitutional right related to the right of freedom of expression. But everywhere where you have freedom of expression set out as a right, you also have limitations and restrictions on it. For instance, I mentioned the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, and there we see that restrictions on freedom of expression are allowed to protect the rights and reputations of others, also to protect national security, public order, public health, or morals. So this idea of being able to restrict freedom of expression is not just a Jamaican thing, all right? It's done all over.
So, ladies and gentlemen, basically, you don't have freedom to express yourself. You don't. There's limitation to how you can express yourself. This is what she's explaining, and she's showing you the international laws. It's not just Jamaica, right? So, Kiprich is an artist where from Sting days, them way there. But in kind of, if you really listen to the lyrics, because I can't play the song here. She read out the lyrics. I heard it on TikTok and I was like, wow, I was taken aback. You know what I mean? But I still maintain that the timing of this, just the timing, it just looks a bit off. It has this smell of political. Because remember, Kiprich was at the PMP rally, And the reason why I said that, like I said before, in this dirty politics of Jamaica, over the years, and I'm not speaking to any specific political party, but over the years, in these political rallies, how you doing, Nehru? I have heard people that go to those rallies regularly say them see this a bad man, and them see this a wanted person at the rally, a rub shoulder with politician, and listen, and these are all hearsay, but you hear it so much, them say anywhere smoke there's fire, innit? So it is long said that in this political landscape of Jamaica, a lot of politicians have been rubbing shoulders with, wanted men, dance. You understand? It's a long history of Jamaica. If you go on Google, the One Order gang, you'll see documentaries. If you go on Google the Klansman gang, you will see documentaries, and all of them are tied to either political party. You understand? In those documentaries, the allegations are numerous, right? So it's like, okay, Kiprich sing the song, but I wonder if Kiprich was on the other side, and the PMP, the JLP was the opposition. Would he have been arrested? Would he have been charged? I'm just asking. I want y'all to tell me what y'all think.
So yes, Parliament can make laws that will restrict freedom of expression, but those restrictions also have to follow certain rules, right? So in the case of our Constitution, Parliament can make laws to restrict our rights. What the Constitution says is that Parliament can do that if it's demonstrably justified in a free and democratic society. And to help you figure out what that means, the courts have laid down a number of rules. For instance, they look at whether or not the law restricting the right in question, so freedom of expression we're talking about, was that law enacted for a proper purpose, a purpose that's important enough to warrant the restriction of a constitutional right. Does the means used to achieve the objective violate the right as little as reasonably possible? Is a benefit that comes from restricting the right greater than the harm that could become from the restriction? The Court of Appeal, by the way, laid out all of this in the Bvrclips case, citing Chief Justice Sykes and what he said in the NIDS case, if you want to go and read up on that. Now look, Jamaica is a high crime environment. We still had over 1,100 murders in 2024. We have a serious gang problem. Just in November 2024, Prime Minister Holness said that Jamaica had moved from over 300 documented gangs, still had, he said, just under 180, but he said there remained a hardened core of gangs that continue to wreak havoc.
When the sun is rising in the east, night falls in the west.
So you see the anger.
So look, we're all worried by this high crime environment, right? Honestly, it can't, though, be that whenever a lawyer or human rights advocate raises concern about a law and action by the state, that the hue and cry starts to be that they're anti-law and order. Can't do that. Anyway, here's the act that Kiprich was charged on. This actually the offenses against the person act, because I was checking back, trying to find stories in the archives about when, what happened when this act came into being, and I couldn't find anything. So what had actually happened was that the initial proposal was to criminalize certain types of songs under the anti-gang law, and it was controversial. Look, I even found this story, this blog post that I wrote about it on my blog at the time, and one of the things I said again at that.
Oh, so ladies and gentlemen, this is big, So basically, all of the artists that came up on gun songs and all of that, basically expressing what they see in the ghetto. All of those songs are going to be, those songs, in my opinion, based on what I'm seeing here, are now going to be, evidence against the artists where they can just lock them up. Hey, this is interesting. Wow. No wonder them a build three new prison allegedly. When them start enact them a lie and they start to lock up a lot of people. Wow. Very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, innit?
Point is that rights are not absolute. So this provision now to criminalize certain types of songs wasn't included in the anti-gang law. And I seem to have forgotten about it, but somehow it seemed to have been passed into law very quietly in 2014 under the Offences Against the Person Act. And I'm saying it that way because there wasn't any hue and cry, and I think it was done very quietly so as not to attract any attention here. I just do not recall, and I can't find any evidence that there was a big national discussion about it at the time. So this is what the law now says, right?
So basically she's saying that it's like this thing was creeped in on us. Quietly, just these laws just creeped in. Oh, thank you so much, dear. It's always a pleasure watching. Thank you so much. Appreciate that comment. Wow.
Right? It's 18A of the Offences Against the Person Act, and it has two parts. So it says a person shall not produce, record, sell, import, perform in public, circulate, play a recording of an audio-visual or audio-visual communication that does one of two things, right? 1A, you are not supposed to promote the killing of or other serious act of violence against any other person or group of persons. Or you're not supposed to seek to promote, encourage, or facilitate the criminal activity of a criminal organization. Now, the first section is pretty straightforward, right? You're not to promote killing or promote doing serious harm to any person or any group of persons. That's straightforward. And, two different people asked me today what I thought about how this would affect Boom Bye Bye. And I do think if Boom Bye Bye were released today, that it would be caught by this particular section and be unlawful because of this section.
So interest. This is a deep thing, because these guys can now change laws and then lock you up for a song that you created in the past based off the laws that they changed. Mighty God.
What can go so?
Wow.
What can go so?
Very interesting.
What can go so?
I'm not going to watch all of our video. You guys go over there and check it out for yourself. Plus it's a very long video, so it's kind of different. We're at Tracey. Let's hear what he has to say about the situation. This video I have entitled Kiprich Wrong But. Let we hear the perspective of the Maverick.
Yeah, YouTube family and the Maverick in the space again, and you see the settings. Ride and whistle. Still with the best and most credible way now. Still fear and fearless way now. Big news about news. Entertainer Kiprich arrested and charged using lyrics to incite violence. Let me just summarize it this. And you know we see the thing they put out this thing about, you know the person of interest when they do the entertainer and with people generally. When they name them as person of interest. Related to some issue that is said catching police division. So now that the arrest take place, now we hear what we do. There's a song we keep on do. After the killing and the one other done a couple of weeks ago. So keep on do a song. And I say, Ray, bag us up. I say, boy, the killing now go so and blue light, Ray, and specific reference. Basically to, you know, an uprising against the police. And of course, since I think I'm going to hear a whole discussion that take place. You know, one person has said to me, say, boy, you're freedom of speech, so they can arrest the man for that.
What's up, K. Watson? How you doing?
To, you know, an uprising against the police. And of course, since I think I'm going to hear a whole discussion that take place. You know, one person has said to me, say, boy, you're freedom of speech, so they can arrest the man for that. Now, me listen to this, son. Me have it. Me have a snippet of it. Remember, say, it's a freedom of speech, man, you know. They love me, fully endorse and support. Almost ultimate freedom of speech. But there's a caveat to that. You can't go in a crowded theater and go shout out fire. That you can't stampede. And you can't use whatever platform you're on to blatantly incite violence and antisocial behavior and illegal behavior. Now we think of based on that now. Keep on finding himself in a problem. Because what for violence song we know, what for bad song we know.
That me I say.
Keep on song have a certain amount of specificity about it. He might point to the specific group.
Reference.
To be the target of where I advocate. And he also appoint to a specific group from which the targeted actions should be coming. So me feel keep on make a mistake this. Now as to how he's going to defend it, you know, obviously, you know, keep on getting liar and him happy to defend it down the line. An artistic interpretation, an artistic presentation. That's how him happy to defend it. And if he defend it good enough, I suppose he can find a way out. But you know, remember Keeper now is an artist, you know. And Keeper obviously. Now when we hear the thing first, remember I say Keeper, no gangster business. Or Keeper get himself caught up in them now. But if you understand why he would do a song like this and the kind of artist that Keeper is, this kind of song is what you call a street cred song. So you know gangster culture and gangster rhetoric and gangster narrative, a big part of dancehall culture. And Keeper is a hardcore dancehall man. If people used to go Sting, no say Keeper is a man where used to do Sting every year without a hit song and clash with the big name artists.
Sure.
So Keeper doing a song like this is all about street cred. And the thing they current, the thing at the people have been infuriated and incensed and vexed. Say the police have take out the down and the way the down take out and so Keeper was an artist, and this may always tell you this is what artists do, you know. Artists read the streets and capture the mood and the essence of what going on in the streets. And this is what Keeper do. So for the people who ask, why Keeper would do a song like that? You have to understand dancehall business. The street cred is very important as an hardcore dancehall artist. And it's a street cred song Keeper go do. But you know what in everything they do. As we say, if liars supposed to can cite all of them cases, you know. But you're going to find some cases where Keeper and illegal people look and say, oh, that pressure me. I don't ever pressure Bob Marley when him say he want to bomb a church. He feels like bombing a church. Know that he knows that the preacher is lying.
Backside. Hey, you see how far Maverick go back? And that's why I'm having to listen to Maverick, you know. Damn. Big up poor and Tracey. Wow. That is interesting. The man go as far back as Bob Marley. Wow.
Yeah, that's in and of itself, you know. can be the inciting violence towards a specific group.
Yeah.
Bob Marley is a national hero. Bob Marley is a global icon. Well, he's not officially a national hero, let me correct that. Bob Marley is a global icon.
Right.
Highly respected by all and sundry, locally and globally.
Yeah.
Bob Marley is also the man when he said, and him shoot the sheriff, but him swear it was in self-defense. But him say, him shoot the sheriff, Sheriff John Brown always a pressure him. And what was his retort? He shoot the sheriff. Bob Marley said that, you know. Bob Marley said that.
Yeah.
So keep a lawyer can point, say, hold on. How no pressure Bob Marley? To incite them kind of direct and specific violence against a particular group. And I don't want nobody come on the channel and tell me about Bob Marley lyrics are different, you know. And the time is different, no man. If what people do was incited, when Bob Marley said, I'm going to bomb a church, because he know that the preacher is lying. So it's a legal thing, you know, because charges are laid. And right now, they're going to deal with the thing procedurally.
People, this is very interesting. I also listened to this video. First time I listening to the video in its entirety. I just saw the title and I said, I'm going to merge these two together and do a reaction based off the Kiprich situation. So we hear the lawyer side of things. She went into, you know, the legislative side of things. And then, you know, a man that is an industry man, you know, a journalist. So he have the best of both worlds at the same time. I reason out the thing musically as the art form. And he makes some great points. I don't know if some people will be upset about the Bob Marley reference. But where did he tell a lie? This is gonna be an interesting, a very interesting case. Let's see how the lawyers them argue it out. Hopefully it doesn't take very, very long. Like all the cases in Jamaica do. Court system ain't ish. You know, but hey. That's how it go. That's how it go. Yeah. Big up oral Tracey. I don't think I need to get any further in that reaction. Very, very good points. Very, very good points, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button going through the door. I'm coming in, you heard?